Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm Mark Bradberry. Please grab a cup and join me this morning, and maybe take a moment to subscribe to my YouTube channel and even leave a comment or a like. I'd appreciate it. I was recently asked if I thought that the Ten Commandments still applies today. And you remember the Ten Commandments, right? And I'm not talking about that movie with Charlton Heston. No, no, no. I'm talking about the commands that God gave to Moses at the time of the Exodus. It's in the Old Testament. The short answer to the question is yes, they do still apply, although maybe not quite for the reasons that you might think. The Ten Commandments really form the basis of a legal and religious system at the heart of Judaism. And really, this ultimately provided the roots for Christianity. Now, you may not realize, but the Ten Commandments themselves do underline much of the legal systems at the very heart of Western civilization today. Yeah, they do. Their core principles like, theft and murder, both of those are addressed. Respect for elders and relationships. There were things like, the basis for labor laws, and of course, respect for God and for the embryonic ideas behind freedom of religion and things like that. Most importantly, the source of these laws is neither arbitrary nor relative. No, they set a standard, and the authoritative source for them is God Himself. Now, in context, the Ten Commandments represent a much larger and more detailed legal system contained within the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. These are referred to as the Pentateuch. They contain what's really an excruciatingly long and exhaustive list of commands and restrictions that the Israelites were expected to follow to assure their righteous standing before God. Now, the reality is that there are a lot more laws represented beyond just the Ten Commandments, right? But they were so laboriously detailed, it was somewhat of a given that you couldn't keep them all. They presented a bit of a problem for the Israelites, a very basic and a very real problem. You see, you had to obey the entirety of the law. If you transgressed one, you were pretty much guilty of transgressing everything. Ouch. But then that was the real point. You can't work your way to heaven no matter how hard you try. The Apostle Paul explained it this way. He said that no one would be declared righteous in God's sight by the works of the law. Rather, it's through the law that we become conscious of sin. Yeah, that's right. None of us can live with such precision and discipline to obey all the myriad details of the law. It would take something different, something supernatural, if you will, to do that kind of thing and achieve the type of righteousness that's necessary. You need an intercessor, God Himself, God who says, I will stand in the gap for you because I love you. Place your trust in me. And that's what we call faith. Now, Paul said rhetorically, do then we nullify the law because of this faith? No, not at all, not at all. Rather, we uphold the law. Boiled down to the basics, Jesus said that the law and all the prophets of the Old Testament can be easily summarized in 2 points. Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and the greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. Now, if we all just lived out these 2 things on a daily basis, how much of a difference would it make in our world today? What would you look like? What would your life look like if you responded to God's love with the simple principle of love God and love others? Well, I don't need a law degree to know the answer to that. And neither do you. Enjoy your coffee.